hush, love. I wanna hold you to the stars. The way
I don't know all the names of different Brazilian musicians in music, but it's very... I definitely love listening to it. It's very rhythmic. You know, there's a lot of different like beats and all the different instruments they use. It's an incredible vibe when I hear Brazilian music. But and then when I come down here, the waves. It's not like I'm used to surfing in Brazil. I haven't done it much, but this trip that I've been on recently has been really incredible because the waves have been really fun.
I wanna see you glow. I wanna see your...
It was an interesting project. It didn't take long to actually record in the studio. Had an amazing group of guys in the studio. We did it in 3 days at Pulse Studios in Los Angeles. And I worked with a guy who I met through a couple of friends, and I went to his house to do some songwriting. We wrote "Keeping Me Away From You," and I just really loved his attitude and his vibe, and you know, we really connected a lot on music. And so I asked him if he'd produce the music. So Mark Weinberg was the one that I met, and he produced the music and the whole album. And so I worked with a couple other different writers and had a group of songs, but I don't know, I think the sound of the record and the vibe of the record and sort of the whole essence of Glow was all because of Mark Weinberg, the producer. And it was really, really a great time working with him and all the different people and musicians that he brought in to make this record possible and make it happen. But for me, I'm very proud of it. You know, there's a lot of really, really great songs on there, and I worked with great songwriters and wonderful engineers, and so the recording of the record was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed recording it, and now that it's out, it's great to be able to go on the road and play new songs live. It's very, very fun.
Glow, I wanna see you.
You know, I think this year we're going to tour, at least for the rest of the year, till the end of the year on Glow, but I think I'm going to go in and do another revisited record. It's like this album that I do. I go back and I revisit old albums that I've recorded, but then I do them all like Hawaiian style. And I'm going to do another one of those this year, and then just start writing a bunch of music for a new album to record maybe in the early part of next year. But there's a Recycled Recipes 2 record coming out this year that I've already recorded, and that's 6 songs, and it's like an EP of covers that I've really enjoyed listening to over the years. So there'll be more music coming out this year for sure. The covers that I chose for this new one is, let me see, what did I do on this one? There's Paul Simon and In Excess, Edie Brickell, Elvis Costello, and Tom Petty. And I know there's another one I'm forgetting. Oh, the Rolling Stones. How could I forget? I get really happy when I play music, and I feel like really good to be able to perform music or play music with a group of people. And so I just think even if you don't surf, you can kind of get the vibe of, or the essence of like what we're trying to say in our music and with the sounds that we do. And so when people come to our concerts, it's all about having fun and enjoying the moment and singing with your friends and dancing and just enjoying the night, or even it could be the day. Whenever we happen to play, it's sort of that moment that we're up on stage playing is definitely all about just having fun and enjoying that moment, and just kind of realizing that it's, you know, it's beautiful to be alive and to be with friends and family and to be enjoying a moment of your day or week or whatever, you know, is going on. But just happiness, you know, happiness. Kind of whichever one is closest, you know. It's very easy if I'm sad or depressed to grab the guitar because it's always right there, and I never get sad or depressed, but sometimes I get like maybe I get easily irritated if I don't surf a lot, you know, like if I'm maybe on tour or I do something and I haven't been in the water for 2 weeks, I start to feel like I get anxious, you know, like I love just diving in the water and swimming, and if I can catch waves, that's a bonus, but I just love being close to the ocean and seeing the waves and seeing the water, and it's a big part of my life. It's like everything to me, you know, that just being connected to the ocean.
Say you're living like a single mom.
You know, for me, I kind of realized quickly, because all the bands that I grew up in, that I played in, I only played guitar. Like, I never sang, right? So when I started to sing, it's kind of like I felt like, you know, I can only play the music that I feel comfortable singing. I mean, I wish I could sing like Eddie Vedder, right? If I could, then we would rock, you know, like, or like Led Zeppelin, but I don't have that kind of voice that's real powerful and strong, and you know, Eddie Vedder is an amazing singer, and so his voice is perfect for that rock and roll music. And for me, I feel very comfortable singing sort of acoustic, laid back, but also we have moments where we do kind of get loud and kind of get funkier and rock and get electric and stuff, but I don't know, I just play music that kind of comes out naturally, that feels comfortable for me to sing, and so that's kind of what happens in the end. But I'm definitely inspired by so many different types of music. Tom Petty and obviously Pearl Jam and Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan, and this music is beautiful. It's all incredible to me, all of it.
And if hearing your voice is the closest I'll ever be.
I think it was just that certain time in the era that happened, you know. The thing that kind of like got connected to the beach was like Dick Dale, you know, and that twangy reverb guitar sound. Everybody at the beach was playing that music, so it kind of became like, oh, that's surf music. They play that down by the beach, and then in the '80s, like all the Australian bands, and even like Blink-182 and Pennywise and Sick of It All, and all these like surf punk bands, their music was being played in all the surf movies that were being made. So every kid that watched a surf movie all through the late 80s, all through the 90s, was listening to those bands. So that kind of got, you know, the new title of surf music. And then, you know, then Jack came along and he started making his own movies, and he started making his own soundtrack. So people would watch Jack movies and they'd be like, wow, this is incredible footage, and look at how great this movie is, and then what is this sounds in the background? This is the new surf music. So Jack really started sort of this new wave of like, you know, not necessarily it has to be laid back, but it's like, you know, the sound that he's creating with this acoustic sound and the things that he's doing. I think it's just a visual of what sort of this new lifestyle of surfing is, and sort of what is the soundtrack to that. And I think a lot of surfers around, you know, a dinner, campfire, heading down the beach, doing something, you know, are listening to maybe Ben Harper and Jack and G Love and I mean, all different types of stuff. But, you know, surfers in general, they listen to everything. You know, I got friends that'll just listen to hip-hop and only hip-hop, and some friends will just only listen to rock and roll, and they're all amazing surfers. You know, I think surfers love all types of music. So it's just during, I think through the eras, you know, people, or maybe even journalists, they have to label it as something, you know. So like, that guy has a surfboard and a guitar, these guys play surf. The new surf music is these guys, but I think it's all surf music, all of it. It all sounds good to surfing to me. It all sounds good.
Well, it's getting late. I've been waiting.
You know, I met Jack Johnson when he was about 14 years old, and I was 15 or something, 16. And we just, you know, I met him, and he started playing guitar, and then I was playing guitar, and he'd teach me a song, and then I'd teach him a song. I just remember we were just jamming a lot, but we were so obsessed with surfing that nobody really took the music seriously. And then, so, you know, then you flash forward like 17 years later, Jack made a record and started to sing, and he became a superstar in the music world. And he started his own label, Brushfire. And at that time, I started to sing myself. I started to sing and write songs. And so it was perfect timing for me I asked him, I said, hey, is there any chance maybe I can send you my music? Would you maybe be interested in producing my first record? And so all that happened. He produced it with Mario C. And I went to Mango Tree Studios. And so he was definitely the start of my, whatever you want to call it, musical journey, or opening up the musical door for me to walk down, to be a part of. You know, Jack started me in that path. He took me out on the road for 2 years and you know, taught me a lot of great things about what happens in the industry and the whole thing. So it's been a great relationship, and you know, other things have happened over the years, and I see him, you know, I wish that I could see him more, you know, or we could play music again one day, maybe make another record together, go on tour again together. But he's been so busy, and I've been so busy that sometimes I'll see him and be like, no way, Jack's at this festival, and I got to play with him, and it was incredible being on stage with him and his band. And we'll cross paths in Australia, maybe in Europe, but you know, I would love to be able to call him and maybe one day go back into the studio and make a record with him. I think that'd be a lot of fun to maybe go back and revisit that again with me. I think would be that'd be a great time.
Get on down, baby, hold on. Hold on, baby. And I said, hey, check. Hey.